Studio microphone YouTube automation speech. The secrets of the Basilica Cistern, Istanbul. Clapperboard intro. Beneath the streets of Istanbul. Welcome to Istanbul, the legendary city where continents collide, and empires rise and fall. But today, we won't walk its streets or admire its skyline. Today, we go beneath the surface, into darkness, silence, and forgotten architecture. A world hidden under your feet. A world of columns, water, and mystery. Welcome to the Basilica Cistern, known in Turkish as Yerebatan Sarnıcı, or Sunken Palace. Classical Building Part 1, The Hidden World Below. Just steps from Hagia Sophia, a staircase leads you down into what feels like another universe. Suddenly, the modern city fades. You are in a cathedral-like hall, supported by 336 marble columns, each glowing in dim amber light and reflected in shallow water. This cistern was built not for beauty, but for survival. Constructed in the 6th century under Emperor Justinian I, it was a marvel of Byzantine engineering. A secret underground reservoir to hold and protect the city's most precious resource, water. Droplet Part 2, Why it was built. Constantinople, capital of the Byzantine Empire, lived under constant threat from siege, fire, and drought. To protect its water supply, engineers built a massive cistern that could store up to 80,000 cubic meters of water, that's 21 million gallons. This water was transported via aqueducts from the forests miles away. The Basilica Cistern was their insurance policy, hidden, safe, and built to last. And last it did, for nearly 1,500 years. Trident Sign Part 3, Slaves, Stones and Secrets. The construction wasn't glamorous. It was the work of slaves and prisoners, brick by brick, stone by stone. But there's something unusual about those stones. Many of the columns were recycled from older Roman temples. You'll notice different designs, Ionic, Corinthian, and Doric, all mixed together. It's a Frankenstein of Roman architecture, but that's what makes it magical. And then, there's the real mystery. Snake Part 4, The Medusa Heads Mystery. At the far end of the cistern, you'll find two haunting stone faces. Massive Medusa heads, used as column bases. One lies sideways, the other is completely upside down. Why were they placed like this? Historians suggest it was to neutralize Medusa's power, according to old myths. Others believe it was simply a practical reuse of stone. Whatever the truth, their presence sends chills down the spine. As if the myths of old Rome are still alive beneath Istanbul. Brick Part 5, A Marvel of Engineering. The Basilica Cistern spans over 9,800 square meters, nearly 2 football fields in size. Its 12 rows of columns, 28 in each row, support the entire vaulted ceiling. The walls were sealed with a special waterproof mortar known as Horasan, ensuring no leakage for centuries. Even today, small fish swim in its shallow waters, a reminder that this ancient system was once alive and essential. Candle Part 6, Forgotten, then found again. After the Ottoman conquest in 1453, the cistern fell into disuse. It was forgotten, hidden beneath homes and streets. But locals knew something was below. Some homes had wells that reached into the cistern, and they pulled up fish. It wasn't until the 16th century that Petrus Gillius, a Dutch scholar, rediscovered the cistern. He rowed a boat through the waters and documented its grandeur. Still, it remained mostly hidden, until the 1980s, when restoration began, and it was open to the public. Movie Camera Part 7, From Darkness to Spotlight. The Basilica Cistern has become a cultural icon. It's been featured in films like James Bond's From Russia with Love, Dan Brown's Inferno. It's also hosted art exhibitions, concerts, and light shows, where sound echoes through the ancient vaults. Yet even with lights and tourists, its mystery remains untouched. The atmosphere is sacred, spooky, and spectacular. Wave Part 8, A Reservoir of Memory. The Basilica Cistern is more than a historical site. It is a symbol of ingenuity, mystery, and survival. In a city of grandeur above, it reminds us of the genius beneath. A time when empires built not only monuments, but lifelines hidden in plain sight. Checkered flag outro. The water still whispers. So, next time you find yourself in Istanbul, don't just gaze at the mosques or minarets. Look deeper, step down the stairs, enter the cool silence, and you'll find not just water, but whispers of emperors, myths, and time itself. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more forgotten wonders of history. Welcome to Istanbul, a city where the echoes of empires linger in every stone, every alley, and every ripple of water beneath your feet. beneath the bustling streets of this ancient city lies a hidden world. A place of mystery, silence, and forgotten secrets. A cathedral of darkness, lit by dim orange lights and the quiet murmur of dripping water. This is not a fantasy from a Dan Brown novel, though it's appeared in one. This is the Basilica Cistern, the Yerebatan Sarnici, the sunken palace. Let's descend into the shadows of time and uncover the secrets of the grand underground cistern that has fascinated emperors, historians, and travelers for centuries. You are about to take a journey into the veins of Byzantine brilliance. The hidden world beneath Istanbul. Just a stone's throw away from the Hagia Sophia, lies a staircase leading down into the unknown. To the untrained eye, it's nothing more than a tourist spot. But step into the Basilica Cistern, and you're stepping 1,500 years into the past. As your feet hit the damp floor, your eyes adjust to the darkness. A forest of 336 marble columns, each 30 feet high, rises like ghostly sentinels from the shallow water. Candle-like lighting reflects off the surface, casting long shadows, as if the very ghosts of Constantinople are watching. Originally constructed in the 6th century during the reign of Emperor Justinian I, this cistern wasn't built for beauty. It was built for survival. Why was it built? Imagine an empire always on the brink of siege. The Eastern Roman, or Byzantine, Empire needed a hidden, secure water supply that could withstand war, fire, or plague. So, Emperor Justinian ordered an architectural marvel. A subterranean reservoir to store over 80,000 cubic meters of water, that's nearly 21 million gallons. But what's fascinating is how it was built. Slaves and prisoners toiled for years, using bricks, stones, and recycled materials from older Roman buildings. Some columns are mismatched, some carved, and some are hiding very strange secrets. The Medusa Head Mystery. Among the forest of columns, there are two that attract more attention than all the others. Not because they're bigger or more beautiful, but because of what lies beneath them. Two massive Medusa heads, used as column bases. One lies sideways, the other, upside down. But why? Medusa, the mythical gorgon whose gaze could turn men to stone, was usually a symbol of protection, placed on shields and armor. Historians believe her placement here may have been a form of Byzantine superstition, protecting the structure from evil. But there's more. Some believe the orientation, upside down and sideways, was a deliberate attempt to neutralize her power. Others claim it was just a clever use of spolia, repurposed Roman architecture. Still, the Medusa silently watches, her expression frozen in time, a relic of forgotten beliefs. Architectural genius. The Basilica Cistern covers over 9,800 square meters, that's nearly 2 football fields. The ceiling is supported by the 336 columns, arranged in 12 rows of 28. These columns were salvaged from older temples and ruins across the Roman Empire. You'll notice different styles: Ionic, Corinthian, and even Doric. It's a blend of styles, just like Istanbul itself, a city straddling 2 continents and countless centuries. The cistern was filled by aqueducts, including the Valens Aqueduct, bringing water from the Belgrade forest 19 kilometers away. And the construction was watertight. The walls were coated with a special waterproofing mortar called Horasan. Even today, the engineering marvel still holds water, and holds us in awe. From abandonment to discovery, for centuries, the Basilica Cistern was forgotten. After the Ottoman conquest of Constantinople in 1453, the city changed, and so did its water systems. The cistern was no longer needed. Locals knew of its existence, though. Some homes above had wells that dipped into the cistern, and residents were shocked to find fish swimming in their buckets. It wasn't until the 16th century, when Dutch traveler Petrus Gillius was researching Byzantine ruins, that the cistern was properly rediscovered. He entered through a local home and rowed a boat through the mysterious waters. His writings reignited curiosity, but the real restoration only began in the 1980s, when the Turkish government cleaned, drained, and opened it for the world to see. A place of culture, cinema and symbolism. The Basilica Cistern isn't just a tourist site. It's been a film set, featured in James Bond's From Russia with Love, and Dan Brown's Inferno, where it becomes the eerie climax of a global chase. It's also a venue for concerts and art exhibits, where sound echoes like whispers through time. But above all, it is a symbol of the layers of Istanbul, a city that never buries its history but builds upon it. So the next time you visit Istanbul, don't just look up at the minarets and domes. Look down, into the silent depths. The Basilica Cistern is not just a storage tank of water. It's a reservoir of memory, mystery, and magnificence. A reminder that beneath the face of every empire lies a hidden story, waiting to be told, waiting to be seen. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you love exploring the forgotten wonders of our world.